think I have everything I need. But knowing me, I've probably forgot something anyway. So hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee mug says, create a life you heart. Create a life you love. This is a mug from my oldest daughter. Don't remember when she gave it to me. Last year sometime, I believe, I think. And we rarely see it. It's supposed to be seen around Valentine's. I don't know if I actually managed to pull it up around Valentine's Day. That's a little hard, but you know. Anyway, it's a pretty mug. I really like it. And inside our pretty mug is the Celestial Seasonings Wild Berry Zinger. This is one of the teas that I use in the tea that I make for me to drink every day. I use the raspberry zinger, but I can also use this one, and I mix it with some cranberry juice, some green tea, and some mint tea, and I make a big pitcher, and it lasts me like 2 days. But we're trying it as its own tea today, so let's give it a sip and see how it tastes. It is doing the berry thing with the milk. Just a little stir here. They do come in these individual sachets. They have no strings or anything attached. I did put 2 of them in here. It's a very mild berry flavor. It has just started steeping. It's interesting. There's no distinct berry, but you get the berryness, if that makes sense. Which, of course, makes sense when you're talking, since it's wild berry. Hibiscus, rosehip, roasted chicory, orange peel, blackberry leaves, natural flavors of black raspberries, strawberries, blueberries, red raspberries, cranberries, and cherries. Well, that would explain why we're not getting a very distinct flavor in there, because it's a bunch of berries. Makes sense. Anyway, so today I have a couple of indie brands. One of them is one that I've been wanting to try on my own for a while, and I kept looking at it, and I would go in and I'd take a look around, and they'd have maybe one of the things that I was interested in, so I'd go away. Well, I finally went in and just said, just pick some. So I picked some, and another is one that was recommended by my middle daughter. So we will get to that one. And the first one I'm going to open is one from a brand that I wanted to try, but this is not the palette that I initially had planned to try. The palette that I had planned to try is still listed on their website, but it has been out of stock for a while. Now, I don't know if that's from the coronavirus issue thing going on. I don't know. Honestly, don't know why. But my eldest daughter got me the Zoeva Spice of Life palette when she did an Ulta order. She did ask me about a number of palettes. Like I said, the one that I really wanted, the IC, it's still listed on their site, but it is out of stock all the time. So I suspect it is no longer in production. And this one of the things I do when I am, this has got some pretty packaging. And it is a sleeve, if I can get the sleeve out. Come on. It is a very tight sleeve. There we go. Sort of. One of the things that I do when I'm looking at palettes, most palettes, is I determine if I'm going to use more than half of it. If I'm only going to use half or less, then it's not worth it for me to buy. So if there's a bunch of neutrals, which this has several neutrals in it, if there's a bunch of neutrals, then I do have to check to make sure that it is, it's going to have something that I'm going to use more frequently. It has to have at least half of other colors, or neutrals that are on the redder, or, you know, just have a different tone to them that I can actually have show up on my skin. I don't use a lot of neutrals to begin with, and when I do, I still want them to show up, and a lot of the browns, the straight browns, just don't. So we checked this one out. It was one of the ones that actually, oh, there's some pretty colors in here. Ones that I thought that there were several colors in there that I would use. I'm looking at it now and I'm a little concerned, but here is the palette. It's all cardboard. As you can see, there is no mirror. These are like in the $20 to $30 range. So not having a mirror, I guess, makes some kind of sense, since that would add to the cost of the palette. It does feel like sturdy cardboard. Let's go ahead and swatch. We have a Nuance. I have to read these. Unlike any other, this is hard to read, this gold on here. Fortuitous Moments. Balance the Contrast. That looks like it'll be a pretty color. And The Flavor. So there they are on my fingers. I think we can already see a few problems possibly. Well, that's pretty. Yeah, very neutral. My thumb, the one with my thumb is like, it is very neutral, but there are colors I could probably use mixed in with other palettes that I have, more colorful palettes. The lighter color, I guess that's no surprise if that didn't show up that well. Clean off the fingers. Let's do our second row. You know, if worst comes to worst, I can hand this over to her and keep trying for the one that I want that had more color. All right, so this one says, of the favor, surprises of life, favorite discovery, variety is key, and shared joy. Now, two of these I'm already going, they're not going to really show up. Possibly three of them, but here we go. Now that's a nice brown. Alrighty, so first of all, I will say the pigmentation is good. Any issues at this point, like with this one, I think there's another one in here. I feel like I'm missing one. Well, but especially this one, it's a skin tone issue. The colors are very, so they are pigmented. You can see them. I do think I will have a problem using this palette by itself on my eyes, but that's not a big deal. I can see a couple colors I probably wouldn't use at all. This one I can actually use under my eyes like I do with the, I think it's Maybelline linen color that I use to brighten up under my eyes sometimes. We'll just have to see. It's a little neutral for me. It's a pretty palette for all that. It also has some staying power against our wet wipe. Yeah, we'll just have to see. It is the reddish and orangish colors in here actually seemed a bit more red and orange. On the Ulta site, they did not seem quite as neutrally brown, but the colors are pretty, so we will give it a try and see how it does. It will at least give me a chance to see if I really want to put the money in on on another palette from Zoeva if they come out with something else that I like. Zoeva, like so many other brands right now, has just a ton of neutral palettes, and it's like I said, I'm just not a neutral girl. So we'll just have to see how it goes with that. Anyway, so next I have the one that I wanted to try. This this brand has been a favorite of the Beauty News girls for a while now, and I have been wanting. I heard about it from them, and I've been wanting to try them since then. Since I heard about it from them, and that is JD Glow. I'm constantly looking for. Right now, I'm looking for some particular eyeliners, and that's what the girls have been talking about as their eyeliner. So I managed to pick up 4 of them, and 2 are in a package and 2 are in a little packy. Anyway, let's go to the package first. So these are liquid gel liners. This one says it is chrome. I don't know why I'm being fussy with the packaging here. So here is chrome. It's kind of a silvery color. Let's throw that on the floor. You hear that bubbling? That's dinner. It has a very thin brush. I struggle with these brushes, but I really, really did want to try these guys. That's pretty. That's going to be interesting to play with. So that's one. The next one is Ghost. And I got this because I had tried another white from another brand and it just didn't work. So as you can see, that's plain white. Been wanting to play with using the white underneath my eyes. Oh, that's nice. It still seems a little, but it's buildable. So if I can figure out how to use these things well, I can build it up to a really nice white. So that's cool. The other one I was trying to build it and it wouldn't build. So I was really unhappy with that. And then I got some bright colors. This purple one is neon purple, of course. Could have gone with today's work. Maybe. That's pretty. That's pretty. And then the next one is neon blue. So these are their neons. That looks more, well, it's kind of, it's blue. I was going to say it looks more periwinkle or something to me, but no, it's a blue. It's a blue. Anyway, really looking forward to giving those a play with at some point soon. Like I said, heard from them, God, ages ago. At least 2 years ago, a year ago, year and a half ago, something like that. From the Beauty News girls, and I've been wanting to get one since, but every time I go over there, all the colors I was interested in were gone. So finally they had a couple in there, obviously, that I was interested in this time. There were some other ones that I actually was also interested in, but a lot of the, like the darker blue and stuff like that are sold out. So they sell out pretty quickly. All right, so this one is from Glam'd by Cat Cosmetics. This is a brand that was recommended by my middle daughter, Brittany, and she is doing her own stuff on Facebook now. She doesn't have a channel, but she's been doing stuff on Facebook. And she encouraged people who are following her and in her little group where she does her videos to give this particular brand a follow and a try. So we're giving it a try. And we picked up, the palette is beautiful. This is Color Me Up. This is what the cover looks like. It is a sleeve as well. I love the artwork. So there is the palette covering. It does have a mirror, which is nice. Trying to see if there's a cover on it. I don't think there's a cover on it. Okay. And this is what the inside of the palette looks like. More bright colors for me. I like the bright colors. She has ingredients listed on the back. It has talc, mica, mineral oil, kaolin, a few other things, and then it has the May colors. But I like the fact that the ingredients are listed on the back of both the packaging and the actual palette. Some of them do it on the packaging if you don't keep the packaging, which a lot of times I don't because they can get in the way. You end up being in trouble. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and go like this, but we're going to start on this row here. So we've got Always, Baby Girl, Lanaya, Heaven's Sky, and Kiss Me. There they are on my fingers. Look like they have some pretty decent pigment. Always. Baby Girl, not surprised by that. That's a pretty purple. These are all shimmers right here. That's gorgeous. I'm going to have no arm left. Last one is Kiss Me. Not surprised with this, with Baby Girl. It is a very pale pink, and very pale pinks tend to disappear into my skin, unfortunately. Next we have Nyla. I'm probably butchering these. Pretty, Layla, Sanaya, and Smile Upon Me. That's nice. Again, it's more of a salmon-y pink, but it's a lighter color of pink. That is no surprise. And that is a yellow, also no surprise. You're hearing bubbling in the background. We have soup going on for dinner. I'm filming late. But yes, as I was saying, that yellow is also no surprise. Yellows tend not to show up on me. They have to be very good yellows, and there are very few very good yellows out there. That is not anything I would hold against the brand. Then we have The End, Angel of Mine, Promise, Love, and Rest in Paradise. So, The End. That's a fairly decent black. If I didn't do that one time. I can talk, really. It's a fairly decent black. I think I would have to build it up some, but it's a fairly decent black. That's a nice white. I have maybe one other white in my collection, and it doesn't show up that well. Ooh, that is Love. So the colors are decent. Most of the pigmentation really works, I think. Most of the issues seem to be a skin tone conflict more than anything. Only the first row that we did, the first set we did to here was shimmers. Everything else appears to be matte. Let's give her the other test. Decent staying power. As the JD Glow stuff stays too. That is nice. That is really nice that that stays like this. I'm having to work a little bit to get that off. That tells me that they do have some staying power. Whether or not they'll stand up to my eyes is a whole different story, as you know. My eyes they have their issues, and there's not much I can do about it. And most brands don't stand up to my eyes. So that's something else I don't necessarily hold against a brand, but it will determine whether or not I would buy from the brand again. And those eyeliners are being really stubborn. So that's a good thing too. That's nice. Alrighty, so I'm really excited about these and get really eager to give them a try. I have a lot of new eyeshadow palettes to give a try at this point. Quite a few. Which is okay, because we all know those are where I actually end up kind of losing my mind anyway. Anyway, that is it for the day, and I hope you like what you've seen. And if you do like what you've seen, I hope you will subscribe if you're not already subscribed. A lot of yous. If you do subscribe, please hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. I currently upload 2 days a week, Monday and Thursday. I apologize for not uploading this past Monday. Would be yesterday. Hopefully when I get this up, it'll be yesterday. If not, it'll be the day before yesterday. Planning to get this up as soon as possible. I just needed a break. I just needed to not have to think about it and stress about it, and I really had nothing going at that point. So I took my break from it for a little bit. We're gonna be fine for now. honest. So, but most times I upload on Monday and Thursday, and I do bonus videos as well. My son opens my geek box every month. I do indie brands like this, and when you send things, if you send things, you don't have to send things, but if you send things, a lot of times that also gets opened as a bonus video. There won't be any garden videos this year. The weather is finally evening out, but I might do tomatoes. We'll see. Probably not. Not holding my breath, but because it's been a year already. We're halfway through, and I think I'm done, ready for it to be over. I think I was ready for it to be over back in February. But anyway, yeah, so no gardening videos this year. Hopefully next year we can get back to those. But if you want to see any of those, you need to go ahead and have that bell clicked because they don't go up on regular upload days. If you're part of my notification squad, please check your bell and your subscription to make sure they're both still active. Don't see there being any issues, but it's always possible. So give it a check just in case. And if you choose not to subscribe, well, I'd be sad and disappointed. I really, really would. But you're always welcome back here because we love having the company. And if you do come back again, don't forget to bring your cup of tea. Alrighty, so we have sat here for over 25 minutes. If this is not at full strength, nothing will do it. Give her a sip and we will be on our way. Same thing. It's actually pretty close to what it was when I first tasted it. The flavor is, I think there's just too much in there, to be honest with you. There's too many berries, so there's no real distinctive flavor to it. It's berry-ish. I would much rather have a more distinctive flavor. It's not bad. It works for my cold tea very, very well. I much prefer the raspberry Zinger, I think, but it works for my cold tea. But beyond that, yeah, this is not something I would drink very often by itself. Anyway, that is it. Hope you have a good one. Bye.